is there any way for a believer to properly observe the day? Is there something that we can or even should, in your opinion, do during this time? Is there some involvement that we have? Because certainly there are people that say we need to stay away from it. It's completely pagan, although it's not. It's actually a Christian-based day. And there are many who say, well, let's do something to replace it. But wasn't that tried by the church?
Right. Hey, Chaim, this goes right back to the instructions, right back to the Torah. Torah means the instructions from the Almighty. Do not learn the way of the heathen. Do not learn how they worship and serve their gods. Do the same thing and say you're doing it to me. It is an abomination.
So it applies here too, the same thing that we talk about with the Christmas tree. It applies to Halloween too.
That's right. Yeah, it's not just the Christmas tree, it's Halloween, it's the Easter bunny, all these things. I mean, Easter, the name of Easter is the name of the reincarnated wife of Nimrod. It's like, this is what the whole Christian world needs to wake up, is that the instructions are valid. Not one jot, one vowel or consonant from the Torah has passed away. All has not been fulfilled, and until the wolf is laying down with the lamb and children are playing by the den of the venomous serpent, and the Messiah is reigning upon the earth, it hasn't changed. The Almighty says how he wants to be worshipped. Now, I've got this letter from a Penny DeWitt. And I'd like to read part of this. It says, this is written at Halloween in 2009. My name is Penny DeWitt, and I'm a recovering occultist, a former slave to Satan. Below are just some of my thoughts that have been pouring through my mind today. Can I do pagan things if I just don't think of them as pagan? What if I dance naked around a fire for Jesus instead of for Hecate? What if I get a new deck of tarot cards, assign each of them a Bible story, and use them to get closer to God? Why don't I redeem orgies and abortion for Christ while I'm at it? For that matter, why don't I just back up for business again as a psychic and dedicate it to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Okay. Then she goes on, and she says, of course, I would never do such things. And then she goes on to tell of her testimony, what happened to her. She says, it doesn't matter if you change your intentions. If you read the Bible, you'll see, as I have, and most people don't read the Bible, that the one thing that always ticked God off the most is when his people adopted the customs of the pagans. It was an abomination to him. He is the same yesterday, today, to ever, and it still angers him when we adopt pagan customs, even if we try to do them with different intentions. And Israel did this. That's why we got thrown out of the promised land, because we did this. We were warned about it.
It's always the mixing.
That's right. Once you mix it in, you can't get it out, and you will be overcome with evil because you're in direct rebellion against the instructions of the Almighty. You will be taken down the sewers, into the sewers of hell, if you do it. You can't help it, people. You can't redeem what the Almighty has called an absolute abomination. She goes on to say, as I sit here and I watch many Christian brothers and sisters posting on Facebook about their Halloween activities, my heart breaks. You see, I spent 26 years in the cult. I started out with Wiccan as an adolescent, this harmless white witch stuff. And throughout the years, moved on to every corner of alternative spirituality that I could find. Shamanism, New Thought, Rosicrucianism, Eastern mysticism, you name it. At age 24, I became a professional psychic. I spent 15 years serving Satan this way. I made a lot of money, had my own radio show, developed a worldwide following. I was on top of the world, but slowly my mind started falling apart. Before it was over, I was evicted from my home. My daughter was writhing on the floor, growling, hissing, and clawing at the carpet on a daily basis. And when this happens to your children, people, you know you need help. I sought answers. I tried all my techniques. I reached out to others. Eventually, I started praying. I told God that if he didn't give me some answers soon, I was going to kill myself so that I could stand before him and get them myself. And then she went on Sunday, September 9th. She got saved. The following Sunday, she burned her occult books. She was baptized. A few weeks later, her own sister got saved and left prostitution in the foreign industry. My daughter, who was not raised from birth in who was raised in birth from occultism, doesn't miss Halloween at all. She said once, I can't wait until Halloween comes so we do not celebrate it. Halloween is pagan, it's based on witchcraft, and it's part of my own life. And see, the whole occult world knows this.
Yeah.
And so there's no redemption.
They're still keeping this Day of the Dead, and they don't even like Halloween because they feel it takes away from their keeping the day.
It does. So get Christ out of Halloween and get Christ out of Christmas, and let's get back to the feast of the Lord, which he told us to keep forever.
But I can say one thing. We can use this time of year to pray for these people and to say to our children, this is not something to be played with. The spiritual world is real. And there are dark forces, but we are the light. And so we're not to go into that, but we can pray for those people, and we can take this time of year to go with the reality, because you know what? Most Christians don't believe that there even is a spiritual world. They don't believe that Satan is real. They don't believe in all that. They've thrown it out, and that they're playing around with stuff that they think is fake when it's very, very real.